Spiritwell is an adventure game that it follows the journey of a child who discovers this strange well and falls into it. It's a very light-hearted adventure game, I guess in the spirit of Studio Ghibli, Earthbound, Undertale. I want the game to kind of focus on story, character, and narrative.
This game's about the little bits. This game is filled with very intricate little bits that somehow link together like constellations.
I'm David, I'm the creator of Spiritwell. I do like the programming, art, story writing, and all that kind of stuff for the game.
Hi, I'm Danna, and I'm a video game music composer. So it all started with just asking each other, well, what do we like? So we just found a bunch of music from our favorite video games. That's why in the music you'll have some sounds that sound authentically retro and others that sound non-authentically retro, and other sounds that are intended to sound completely modernized.
There are tracks that like environment and area tracks, and there are also tracks that are specifically for certain characters. That's where Danna's skill set really shines. She's really good at just coming up with new drafts.
Sometimes David's like, we need to make music for this shop. And I go, okay. And I spend 10 minutes chunking out an idea. And he goes, yep, that's it, done. And then that's it. That's one track in the game. Just less than a day's work. And other times, months of revisiting something, like pumping out demos, taking a break, going back, and it's still, not quite there.
Music is probably one of those things that's really hard to talk about and verbalize and articulate through just words alone.
There were literal times where, it's like, oh, this music, this demo needs to sound more naive. What is naive?
What does that sound like, right?
Yeah, you got any references? You got any...
It's challenging, but it's definitely a fun process.
Our favorite little boy, Cappy. Who Cappy is now in 2022 is quite different from who Cappy was back in 2019. We also had to keep revising the music as the character of Cappy became more conceptualized and also evolved in a way.
We try to incorporate things like motifs as much as we can. So if we develop a certain musical idea, wherever it makes sense to come back again in any way, we want to do that. I also made like a general note to Danna at the beginning to say it needs to be hummable.
Yes, it has to be hummable. It has to be catchy and memorable. Yeah, that was like a huge part of what you wanted the music to achieve. One of the first feedback that you gave me was it's too complicated. Dumb it down. It needs to be just way simpler. And I think Spiritwell actually retaught me how to enjoy making music at its core. I have so much emotional attachment to Spiritwell because it's a huge part of my music style now as a composer.
The tracks that I've contributed are kind of just like these small, goofy kind of tracks that happen in goofy moments. I'm obviously very grateful to be working with Danna. I'm just thinking about all the music in the game now. I'm like, I don't think I could have been able to do this.
To survive as a musician, it was always like, this is what's close to my heart. And I want to bring characters and I want to bring worlds to life to create these special moments for other people. The nature of collaboration is that you're going through trial and error. You really have to enjoy the game that you're making to really bring the best of your style and the best of your skills into the project. At the same time, knowing how much of yourself to leave out to keep the game authentic with its vision.
So Spiritwell does have a website. You can find it on spiritwell.net, and my Twitter is David D. Chen.
If you'd like to check out more of my stuff or keep in touch with me or talk to me, reach out to me, you can find me on Twitter at danna_.